Hello and welcome back to BlueTube, and we've just finished watching our clash against Blackburn Rovers at Ewood Park, and to say that it was an eventful one would certainly be an understatement. Still catching my breath from it, to be honest, so we thought we'd get out here and give you guys an instant reaction to that wonderful game that ended in such a fairy tale way. What do you make of it
Do you know,
then?
speechless.
Unreal, wasn't it?
Absolutely
When does
speechless.
that ever happen for us?
It doesn't. It doesn't
Unheard of
happen for
stuff.
us, does it? New era, new blues,
Yeah.
all the projects and everything. It's all coming into play now, isn't it?
Oh, really is, yeah. I mean, the way that we played, I suppose we can talk about that as we go into it. It wasn't one of our best performances, granted, but I don't think that's necessarily down to us being poor. I think that Blackburn, we've got to give them some credit. I think that they really brought it to us. They didn't give any of our players an inch. They played well, but as the game wore on, as the second, it was about fitness. Once we hit the 70th minute mark, you could tell that Blackburn was starting to get fatigued with the run of the game. And I think that that's when our fitness levels really paid true. And we got that penalty through Laird, one of our key players today, by the way. Not too sure on what's happened with Cochrane.
No,
I know that he was substituted, wasn't he, at half time? Don't know whether he's got a knock or not. But whatever the case, Laird came on to replace him, and what a job he did, Dad.
I'm just trying to mull over exactly what happened there because, yeah, Blues weren't on top form, but there was a new battling sort of side. I was saying to you during the match that it was like watching us against the Northampton last year, where we got sussed out a little bit. There was a lot of that for me today, whereas they didn't give us an inch to play the game that we wanted to play. So we had to sort of go to plan B, C, D, whatever plan it was, and show that more battling side of it for me. And I think we were sort of, I don't want to say sucker punch, because I think when they scored, they probably deserved to go a goal up. I mean, we still had that possession, which we'll get to the stats in a bit, but like we've always said, it's goals that count, and bloody hell did they count today, because most of the game, they scored on the 50th minute, right at the start of the second half, near enough. And then we were on the back foot. They still had good possession as well. Blues weren't putting that passing movement together like we normally do, because we weren't allowed to. Yeah. So then we sort of stepped into a different gear where it was like, roll your sleeves up and get a bit more gritty, which was difficult because I think it was fiery from both teams. And when you've got the refs like they are these days, it's difficult because it was stop-start. It wasn't a flowing game at all. But Jesus, if we want to go right to the end of the game and into the 90th minute when we had that penalty, which I don't think can be debated. I mean, we've seen a couple of replays and it looks like a penalty. Fantastic run from Ethan Laird on the left-hand side, as you say, covering for Cochrane. And I don't normally watch penalties, but watching Jason, I watched every second of this one, and what a penalty. Right into the left-hand side of the net.
Yeah.
Keeper went the right way. Good keeper.
Decent
good keeper.
I really stopping that one.
And I was happy with that. I thought, bloody hell, we've rescued a point here.
Well, it was a tactical masterclass from Chris Davis for me as well. Of course, to talk about fitness playing into it, but he saw that we was getting suffocated by the Blackburn team. He made some changes, and it bared its fruit, didn't it?
Well, it was almost like he'd read the script ahead of time, because
I could see him making some notes on his little. Everyone is freaking out. They're like, "Come on, Blues! What are you doing? You know, you're getting mulled over here by Blackburn, thinking that the game's getting away from us." And you could just see him calm and composed.
Well, I'd love him to be honest. I'd love him to be. I haven't seen. I mean, he's probably doing his. This is how quick we've come out to do this. He's
probably doing the interview now. Yeah,
he's after a game interview, because he brought Cash in on, which I was really pleased. And at that point, I'm like, yeah, point, because we've always said on here that Chrissy Davies doesn't go defensive. He'll want to go out for the win. But was this his little tactic? Was this like, yeah, we're going to go defensive? No, we're not going defensive. Because we did. We held out. And then we had that break.
Well, they just kept having throw-in after throw-in, free kick after free kick, ball into the box. I've got no nails left. And then just on the flip side of that, we get a breakaway, and Damari Gray, once again, showing out his work ethic. doesn't stop, runs right all the way through to the byline, and then the rest is history.
Well,
I'm glad for
yeah,
Lyndon Dykes as
I
well.
was going to say Lyndon Dykes doesn't score many goals, does he? But when he scores goals, they're bloody important.
They're
ones,
important,
aren't
absolutely spot on. Yeah, I haven't thought about that, but yeah. And it's
they?
good the togetherness
What
as
a
well.
goal!
Afterwards.
I mean, he could have come off his backside and gone in for me. It would have been one of the goals of the season so far. I'd say the funny thing is, when I was looking at the stats quickly before we did this, I was looking at the table. Oh, where are we in the table? Sky Sports has us mid-table on 2 points because they obviously thought it was a draw.
Yeah.
So I've snapshotted
Brilliant.
that. So we need to update that. I want to see. I haven't even seen where we are on the table yet. So
We're sixth, I think now.
that'll do this stage
with
of
that
the season.
win. Yeah,
That'll
it's just
do,
absolutely. And you guys watching this now, of course, by the time this goes out, you'll all be cozy at home. Let us know if you were down there at Ewood Park and what that atmosphere must have been like when that
we could hear
second
you.
goal.
We could hear you.
Certainly hear you. Yeah,
Did us proud.
absolutely electric.
Did us absolutely proud.
I
Because,
think that I know it's very early in the campaign, but I think it's safe to say that one's going to be hard to beat for one of the games of the season for the way that it ended.
I mean,
What a spectacle!
I'd have been if I'd have come out doing this for a 1-1 draw. I'd have been like, that was hard fought, but my jaw is aching from the smiling after that. I mean, I nearly banged me head on the ceiling when we scored.
I mean, I will say I think a draw would have certainly been a fair result.
Yeah, it feels like we robbed them, doesn't it?
Yeah, given the way that the game went, but I'll certainly take it though. It says so much about our character as well, because they really did put us under, going 1-0 ahead, then claw it back, get the penalty, convert it, soak up all that pressure, and then go a step further and push for the winner and inevitably get it as well. Something that's been so alien for us, but my God, when it happens for us, it's so good to see. So often we've been on the wrong end of that, especially that season that we went down. I remember the goal Millwall scored when we lost 1-0. That was something ridiculous, like 90-odd minute, and it happened so many times. To be on the flip side of that, for once,
About time.
about
Blinking time, isn't it? Because the times that we've been on the ends. Look at last week, for example, getting to injury time and penalty against.
Exactly.
It's about time we had it back.
Yeah.
And someone said, I think someone commented, like, it should balance out over the season, and thank God it's done it in like 7 days, hasn't it, for us?
I mean, with how referees have been, I'm surprised that he did give us the penalty in the end for Laird going down.
Yeah, you just do feel that it can go the other way sometimes.
Do you want to run through some of the stats then?
Yeah, let's get the stats out of the way, because I'd like to go through the team, because individually I think it was still a good individual performance from most of the players. Some of them were a little bit off par, but overall, if this is Sky stats for us, I'm assuming they're right because their table was wrong, but let's just go with it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Overall possession, Blues 59% overall, obviously to their 41. 8 total shots for Blues, 4 of which were on target, 5 and 2 for them. 2 off target for Blues. 421 passes to their 297. So I am feeling a little bit better about the result because, Blackburn, at the home team, we've gone away from home. First away, bogey team against us. We never get anything against Blackburn, as we said in our preview.
Yeah.
And we broke that duck now. This is the new Blues. This is it now I'm just over the moon.
Yeah.
So Todd Cantwell, I thought it was a deserved goal. It was well taken.
It was a really good goal.
Stop that.
Yeah,
Todd
can't take anything away from it now.
Minutes. This is what I'm going to enjoy saying here. So Blues, Jay Stansfield, 90 plus penalty. Lyndon Dykes, 90 minutes plus 8.
It's great, isn't it?
Sorry, Blackburn, but let us have our day on this one because this is our season.
It's never nice.
I'm telling you now, this is our season.
Being on that side of it, but being on the side that we're on right now, there's nothing better, is there?
Doesn't it just feel good? Come on, Blues fans, who doesn't feel fantastic about what's happening down there?
Yeah,
even the older than me Blues fans that we know that we're stuck in our ways, but we can start believing a little bit now, can't we? Can't we?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So let's go quickly through the team. And number 1 for me, Ryan Allsop, that save off that header.
Oh, once again, in the dying embers of the game, Ryan Allsop's just proving time and time again that he is our number 1 goalkeeper. No disrespect to James Beadle, good keeper.
He's going to be
Ryan Allsop is just going from strength to strength for me.
And having Beadle in is keeping him on his toes, and he will learn a lot off
Yeah, they'll learn off of each other,
Yeah,
no doubt about that. But yeah,
it's just having
fantastic
that
display.
pedigree and that sort of nous from like the older head and that like young ability, you know, the promise of Beadle coming through as well. So Ryan Allsop, absolute superb today.
Yeah.
Going to Samuel Bright, little bit of a quieter game for me. Not saying he did much wrong, but he was a little bit quieter. I think he was just sort of outplayed, sort of
Yeah.
out-muscled a little
I
bit.
think he suffered most with what all of the squad suffered with, which was being suffocated by the press and the pressure. I could see that immediately with Bright today. But like you say, don't necessarily think that he had a bad game, but yeah, he suffered. He was under it quite a bit, wasn't he?
Let's quickly do because I forgot. So a score for Ryan. I'm going to go for an 8.5 today.
I'll go for a 9.
Yeah, that's fine.
Absolutely
That's
fantastic.
fine.
Save the game for us.
And Bright,
just as important as a goal.
And Bright, I'm going to give him a 6.8 because he wasn't rubbish. You know, like we weren't. Blackburn did the homework on us today, and they didn't give us an inch. So for his efforts,
6.5.
Cracking. Phil Newman or Neumann,
7.
yeah, steady Eddie again. Tough first game away in the league. He held his own. I'd agree with that. An upper sort of towards the 7 out of 10 mark.
Clara,
Captain Chris,
8.
Yeah, he was solid
Proper
again. Wasn't
got
he?
stuck
Solid.
in.
Yeah, he didn't really put a foot wrong, and just that leadership
once
again.
It just sticks in my mind towards those dying embers of the game where they were really putting the pressure on. He was there most of the time, making the clearances, getting his head to the ball.
Well, I think our back line on the whole is such an energetic, fit team. We were talking about the fitness levels, weren't we? And I was comparing out the fitness levels to last year, and you were saying that they look even fitter than they did last year, because that's one thing that Chris Davies will have is, he'll have a squad that's totally fit. And I mean, they were cramping up all the time, like even midway through the second half, Blackburn were.
Yeah.
I never saw much of ours going down, holding the legs or anything like that. So it's good to see. As you say, Alex Cochrane, I thought he was having a steady game until he went off, and I don't know what's going on. So that's something we'll have to look into.
Not too sure it's fair to really give him a rating just based on a first half performance. Good display from him again, but yeah, let's just hope that it's nothing too serious. Right, who have we got next? Laird.
We have Laird had a full half, so yeah, I thought Laird was fantastic on the left side.
Laird was brilliant.
Some of those runs, he was like you wouldn't know that he was just a stronger right-footed player with the position he was playing, would you?
Yeah, exactly.
And that he had a couple of runs, and the one where he was actually fouled for me,
fouled
was pushed
outside
over
the box,
on the box, and they ended up on the break, didn't they, from it? And again, not getting the rub of the green with all the decisions, but some of those runs he made, comfortable doing it from the back, and then the important run right at the depth into the box. Dead cert penalty for me. No one contested it from Blackburn.
I'd say man of the match contender for me.
Two games in a row for me.
Yeah, got
man
it.
of the match.
Sheffield United. And I think
8.5 out of 10, 9 if you like, to beat Allsop on yours for me.
Yeah.
So
well, it's either between him for me and Jay Stansfield for man of the match. Honestly, I thought that they were just both absolutely superb.
Well, okay, let's go. Keshi Anderson.
Yeah, steady again. I think there were some points where he was getting balls into the box and it just weren't quite the quality that we needed them to be.
Yeah, I thought he struggled to do, because like his ability of getting good crosses in and good balls into the box has been improving, but he took a little bit of a step back because he was getting into some good positions.
By the way, Ethan Laird
today.
9. I didn't say rating 9. Yeah. Sorry, but yeah,
that's all right.
Keshi Anderson. I suppose it might even be just tale of two halves with Keshi Anderson, I suppose. Yeah, there's some points where he just wasn't really quite clicking with getting his passes off and getting the balls into the box. But then as the game dragged on, there's some really key passes that he made. Probably give him 6.8.
Well, it's the same again, because the fitness levels, he just didn't stop, and he gave it his all, didn't he? And he was unlucky with some. There was a couple of shots. There was the one shot that he had that I thought he was unlucky with. He was off the mark, but was quite right to go for it. But yeah, and there's no one I'm going to criticise for today, to be honest with you. But feel free if you want to send your comments.
Yeah, absolutely.
More than happy to.
No right or wrong answers, only opinions.
Yeah. Tomoki, solid. Now, we knew that Blackburn, I think when we did the preview, Blackburn are known to have, and I think they had a player back from injury today, didn't they? That's well
Cantwell,
renowned.
yeah.
So we knew it was going to be a bit of a toughie in midfield because that's where Blackburn are quite strong anyway. So I thought certainly for Iwata and Peck or Peck or whatever we call him, we did find out off him himself, didn't we, last year? We knew it was going to be tough, but I still think they did a decent job. It was more of a battle than a finesse and possession sort of midfield game. It wasn't sort of run around midfield, was it? It was very much end to end.
Yeah,
There was
yeah,
still some
completely.
good passing movement, but steady.
Well, the cream always rises to the top.
But
that second half, you could really see the quality
I was
start to
just going to say, because out of the two, Peck shone above the two of them for me.
Totally agree.
He was everywhere. At one time, you mentioned that it looked like he was tiring, and we expected a bit of a change, and maybe Doyle to come on for him, didn't we?
Yeah.
Whereas Doyle came on, but for
Iwata.
Was it Iwata that came
No, it
on
was
for?
Keshi Anderson, but
Yes,
I know
it
that
was.
Iwata
Yeah,
did go
but-
off, didn't he?
But he just found this new lease of life, didn't he? And he got his second wind and had a fantastic end of the game, really, as well. So that was really pleasing to see.
No, I've got that totally wrong. I thought that I did. No, Iwata didn't go. He went the whole way through the game.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Keshi Anderson did go off for Tommy Doyle, but yeah, we're getting sidetracked here.
Yeah.
I do think that Peck
You'll
had.
give us this one, won't you?
Do think that Peck
a great
had
game.
the better game, but
Yeah.
once again, I feel like with the fitness and how they sort of dropped off Blackburn towards the second half, and we just shown the difference in quality levels of fitness, and that's where our technical ability was really able to shine.
That's what won the game for us
Yeah.
today. Just that. Well, I know I keep going on about it, but the Davis approach to the never say die.
Yeah,
Just keep going. Old Damari Gray, busy.
I think I can just epitomise it with his assist in the end. I think he
Can just sum up the game, can't it, for him?
He was clearly getting quite frustrated, not just with the team, but with how the game was going and with himself as well. I think a lot of players are like that, actually. A lot of passes going astray, some of the crosses that just weren't quite there, but shows so much character, not just for him, but for the whole team, to dig deep, to keep going, to trust in yourself and your teammates around you, and eventually it'll come, and it did. Wonderful run down the line, just that little bit of energy when you're running out of gas, running on fumes, just keep going that little bit more. And that, for me, from what I've seen from Damari Gray so far, that's what he's all about.
Yeah,
I think he had a fantastic performance.
But just to recap then, Iwata I'd give a 7, Peck I'd give a good 8, and Damari Gray an 8.5, just because of that bloody assist right at the end to win us the game.
Just to save me a headache, I'm just going to completely agree with you.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Jay Stansfield, I just thought he was busy. He was winding them up. He took that penalty. God, that kid is a true professional, isn't he, already? He's just speechless about Jay Stansfield. He just doesn't stop, does he?
Once again, I'm going to sound like a parrot here. I keep repeating myself, but first half, he was kept real quiet. And he wasn't allowed to do anything, wasn't given an inch. But you keep going, and you get the rewards from it, don't you?
And this is the attitude
think it was
of Blues now. Just don't stop.
I think he was the one that resuscitated the life in us and brought our energy back from his endless pressing and movement and running. And of course, when Jay Stansfield's standing over the ball. Now, I will say I can't not hide this. I had a bad feeling about that penalty, didn't I? For some reason, I just thought it just wasn't.
It's usually me.
Day. But who am I to doubt Jay Stansfield? Obviously, he converted it. Cool as a cucumber.
Go on, give him a number.
9.
I'll go 8.5.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to end with a negative. It's just not as positive. Kyogo, I thought, had a quiet game.
Yeah.
Still busy, but it was like the League One stuff, wasn't it? The defence-wise, it was just like we didn't get half an inch.
Yeah.
We were talking about in this division, ironically, having a bit more space, having more chances to do, more time to do stuff. But he wasn't given.
You said it reminded you of the Northampton.
Yes,
games.
it did, because both games last year for Northampton, I felt that they sussed us out. They didn't give us half an inch to move and play that passing game that we like to do. And they just threw all their energy into closing us down and trying to counter. And that's what they did today. And then they did have nice spells of passing the ball. They dominated midfield in spells as well. And obviously it paid off because we had that little lapse in defence, and they scored that goal through a crowd of people as well.
Yeah,
But
I'll give Kyogo a
yeah,
6.5. There was one moment, and I agree with you. His work rate is phenomenal, by the way. He doesn't stop running. He's always closing down. He's never standing still. There was a pass that Awata played through at some point in the second half,
I
and
remember
it
it.
was a bullet. It was a missile right through it, cut through a load of players, and he just wasn't switched on enough to latch onto it.
He'd
And if
given
he
up on
did,
it. He'd given up on it,
if
and
he
the kid like goal side of him, or our goal side of him, had missed it. And if he'd have just stayed switched on, he'd have been in.
he would have been in on goal,
And with his
yeah.
pace as well, he would have been in on a goal.
But I'm not going to panic.
Not going to knock anyone.
With a player of
Knock
that
anyone.
quality,
Yeah.
it will come, and he'll get used to it. It's going to take some time. But still, yeah, today,
Yeah.
nothing to panic about, but a 6.5 for me.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. I thought, and I tell you who we've got to give a little bit of mention to, because what do we do with Lyndon Dykes for scoring these important goals?
I know, yeah, it's well,
And what
yeah.
a time, what a goal to get away from home. Like I've said, I still haven't come down from it. I really haven't. I mean,
Well, whatever happens with Lyndon Dykes, I'm glad that he's been able to have these wonderful moments in the blue shirt, because it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows for him,
but
has it? He hasn't hit the ground running with us, but he's had these key moments where
he's
he's
just
been able to
unlucky
share.
with the depth that we've got now, because
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
work one of two ways, is what I'm thinking at the moment, and that is that it buys him time to sort of stay with us and maybe to the next transfer window.
Well, confidence as well.
Confidence, yeah, totally agree. So that's 3. But the other one is shop window, because there'll be a team out there. If anyone's ever been watching, it'll be like, blimey, he scores important goals like that. You look at some of the cup goals that he scored for us last term.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but when he comes up with those important, Davis has seen something in him, hasn't he? Maybe we haven't seen enough of him because we don't get to see enough of him because of the situation he's in.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Be interesting to hear people's thoughts on old Dykes.
Yeah,
because,
let us know.
I'll tell you what, did you see the fans celebrating when we scored that goal? Jumping all over.
Right at the end with all the Blues fans as well. Honestly, I'll go back to saying what I said at the start of this video. Any of you guys watching this, if you're actually down there at Ewood Park, please let us know what that was like.
Please,
yeah.
If you
that
can
looked
bottle
like...
some of that and send it to us, fantastic.
You'd be a very rich man, wouldn't you? No, unbelievable.
But I tell you what, I just settled for a point. I'd settled. I was like, oh, that's a good point, that is. And then we go and win it. It's just like, when does that happen for them?
Yeah. Well,
I'm done for the night.
I think it really does make your weekend, doesn't it?
It doesn't it just though? I mean, we all know it can ruin your weekend when Blues don't get the result and it hasn't gone. But this is just phenomenal. It's great. It's just like to push on now and just go out and enjoy it. Go and have a drink and really enjoy tonight, Blues fans, because we deserve the luck sometimes. Yeah, most of the time we earn these results. Today we got the rub of the green, which we don't get it often.
No, absolutely. Any final thoughts on the game? Well done, lads. I know, yeah, there's not really much to be said. Let us know your thoughts in general on that game. I know that not everything went our way. And you know what? We're going to have many games this season where it doesn't go our way. That's just football. But when it does, and when it goes your way in this kind of fashion, my God, does it feel good. Thank you so much. I think close it out.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Thank you so much for watching, guys, as always. And if you have enjoyed this video, leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts. And maybe you disagree with us on some things. Let us know. If you haven't already, please do like and subscribe. And until next time, keep right on, and we'll see you soon.